What happens when a couple of friends deep dive into silly Star Wars thoughts and questions you never knew you needed answered?
Do you think that Shmi and Qui-Gon did the Funky Town dance?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah. 100% that was her being like, come on, let's go to bed, you know?
She was coming to invite us.
Yeah.
Join us for some casual conversation on the Cantina Chat podcast featuring Jordan and Sean.
All right, thanks for joining in to another episode here, the Cantina Chat podcast. We've got kind of an interesting one here today. We're going to be talking about the real reason that nobody knows as to why The Acolyte failed as a TV show.
Oh, yeah, no
because
way.
as we all know, it's I think because there were no
Cute animals.
The warm, fuzzy, cute little feelings you get from a little animal. There wasn't one inside, I don't think, in Acolyte, was there?
There was the
I mean, Pip was cool. That's a droid. He was like
you had the little beaver dude.
Yeah, he's like a guy though. Like the tracker guy. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I can't remember his name. Babu or something like that.
No, that's.
I can't remember his name.
That's the little mechanic dude from episode.
I like that guy.
Was it 9? That's when we
saw him. Yeah, Babu Frick or Fritz.
Frick. Frik.
That guy's cool, actually. Yeah, I like their whole little species, and they were in the Mandalorian show too.
They fixed. Was it IG?
Yeah, they put the suit together for him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, IG-11, and then IG-11's the one that sacrificed himself, and then they put Grogu inside it. They made a little.
Yeah, but the governor guy made the suit for Grogu. Remember?
I thought the little mechanic guys were what helped him.
No, they fixed something for him. It wasn't that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's his name? Showed it to Mando and was like,
I got something for you.
Yeah. He's like, no, he's too young for that or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he kept hitting the no button or whatever.
Yeah. It allowed Grogu to talk for the first time.
That was great.
It's like those dogs you see on YouTube that push the little button on the floor.
Yeah.
They're like trained.
The word buttons, yeah.
Want food.
That's all Grogu needs is want food and no.
He needs to eat more eggs from
frog
this
eggs.
lizard.
Oh yeah, the lizards,
whatever that
right?
thing was.
I don't know.
That was so disturbing of a
good.
scene.
Yeah. Tell you one fuzzy little animal that I wouldn't want are those freaking spiders. I don't like spiders anyway. I'm not a big fan of spiders.
Mandalorian, those were like
in the episode where Grogu was eating the eggs. And he stumbled upon like the nest of spider eggs, and they all started popping out and stuff like that.
Terrifying episode.
Those things freaked me out.
Yeah.
I don't like spiders anyway. Like in real life, I'm not a big fan of spiders.
Right.
But
that was
one of those things
rough.
crawling up in your bed.
Where they were like the ship was stuck in ice or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, they like crashed down or something like that, and like
it was like they went to like a cave.
Yeah.
They broke into the top layer or whatever. Yeah, that's right.
And so they were all like in the caverns of the cave.
What a wild stinking episode.
I know.
Yeah, that was like a very scary episode with the dark haunting cave and all that too. Like that's not normal Star Wars. That's cool.
No, it was cool. I mean, it was like I don't know. That was a pretty good episode. Like a little twist. But and then the X-wing comes in and like blasts all the spiders off of him for him. So that was kind of cool too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely don't want a spider. Those are not nice.
No.
Gross me out, freak me out.
I know.
It's like my nightmare.
It's funny because like there's a lot of creatures, at least in real life, right? That if you're looking at an animal or something and you're like, that even big predators, you're like, well, baby versions though, they're crazy cute.
Yeah, like you have panthers and stuff like that.
Little granted,
the big ones aren't like the like a full grown lion or and cheetah and panther and whatever. I'd still cuddle them if they wouldn't eat my face off.
But you're scared to.
Right. But they're still cute.
That's the point.
But then you have little baby ones and you're like, oh, like they're just adorable and you can love those. And you're fine. They won't rip your face off until
a little lion
later.
Cub, something like that, dude. They're so cute looking.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, that'd be cool. But I don't know if the same applies because like in the Star Wars universe, the mightiest, like the biggest predators I can think of, they're all so terrifying. And we've only seen like a couple of them as babies. I know there was a Rancor that we saw really young.
Not gonna lie.
You think the baby Rancor's cute?
Yeah.
Oh no.
When he snoozed. You remember with Wrecker?
Yeah. I thought they were trying to make him seem cute, and I was like, I'm not on board. I don't want this as a pet. This is too much for me.
I don't know. They're not. They're kind of like, which dog is it that's like so ugly they're cute? you remember which
To
one?
me, that's pugs. I don't like
It might have been a
pugs.
pug.
They're
But
the
that's how
little
the
small ones.
Rancors are. Like, as when they're babies, they're so ugly, they're cute.
All right.
So,
I'll give you that. That's fair.
if I could have, I mean, granted, if I, in the Star Wars universe, I would definitely have a Rancor because they're just freaking crazy. They're strong, they're big, they're scary. Anybody who knows that you have Rancor is not going to mess with you. And thankfully, for the Book of Boba Fett, we watched that you can ride those.
I mean, we know they have bonds, like strong bonds with their owners and stuff. So
Yeah.
if you happen to get one, like when it was really young or whatever,
Yeah.
you raised it, it'd probably like you.
A lot, yeah.
It'd be like the equivalent of having like a chain chomp from Mario, like
Yeah,
in your
right,
front yard.
right.
Like it's just this
Just
huge
chilling out.
thing. And it's just like, "Brrr," but it can't go very far.
Right.
It's like,
Just on a big chain. Yeah. No, I would definitely have one, though. I think they're cool. When they're
pretty
big, they're not cute.
Yeah, I
Not
don't
at
really
all.
think cute is what comes to mind. No.
Uh-huh.
No, but I'm thinking like same thing with like Gundarks and all that. I can't imagine a baby Gundark would be cute. I think that's
I
terrifying
think it would
too.
probably look just. I mean, the Rancor looks just like an adult version of a Rancor.
Right.
I mean, they're just smaller, so I guess that's why I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
they're all right.
I still don't know if I would want one as a pet, but I think
a Rancor or a Gundark.
I'm shifting gears. I'm shifting gears. Neither one. I don't think.
Right.
For
I would
me,
want a Gundark because I don't think you can train those like you.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
don't seem like it.
They're more like primal than they are anything. So.
Yeah. They really remind me of like a monkey, but like times 10, like a gorilla, like a wild gorilla,
Yeah.
but like it's just super mean.
Yeah.
And
Very territorial.
yeah, I just don't think that you're domesticating that.
I don't think so. I feel like we would have seen it
tough.
somewhere in the.
You know what
Star
I'd
Wars
love to
universe.
see that we never have though?
What?
Is a baby bantha, like a little newborn bantha.
I feel for some reason I was kind of thinking the same thing, like
that's
the other
probably
day.
cute.
But I wanted to say that, like, oh, I'm pretty sure we've seen that, but I don't think we've ever seen a
I
baby bantha.
vaguely remember seeing like smaller ones in the distance
Right.
in some scenes.
Right.
But like all you can tell from far away is that they're just
Do you
smaller.
think when they're born they're just as fuzzy, or do you think
I
it's
sure
like,
hope so. I sure hope. I don't want them to
it's
look
just
like a skinned
big
cat.
ball of fur?
I'd rather that than it look like a cat.
Yeah, like a hairless cat or whatever.
Yeah.
I used to have one of those when I was younger. When I
Really?
was a kid, yeah, my mom got one.
No wonder you like things that are weird.
I guess that's true.
Did you think it was cute?
I saw a video of on TikTok. There was a hairless cat that had a baby,
Okay.
and the girl was like, "Why'd you bring your kid to my bed?" And the cat was like, and it looks over at the baby kitten, so she like puts the camera to it, and the cat's like. It was so freaking ugly, but it was adorable. I was like, I don't want a naked cat, like a hairless cat,
Right.
because like their skin is like weird to me. Like that's just strange.
It reminds me a lot of like a rat or something.
Yeah, like a naked mole rat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
a little-
just
it's a little
weird.
strange, but
yeah.
yeah.
But the baby one was like so like shriveled up, and it was like its eyes were huge, and there's no fur around its eyes, so it's just like. I was like, I'd get one as a baby.
That's funny.
No, but yeah, baby bantha would be cool.
Baby bantha would be cool.
Like I said, especially if they come out full hair.
That's what I'm hoping. Like they need to do a little animated movie like Ice Age, but it's got like banthas instead of woolly mammoths. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's just the Star Wars animals all together talking.
Right.
That'd be a
I
cool
would think
movie.
that would be cool. Another one that I really like. I'm a cat guy. Obviously, I have 3 cats: Boba, Anakin, and Matilda.
Right.
And so, it's not really a step for me
All named
anywhere,
after Star Wars characters.
except for Matilda.
Oh.
Disney though. I think it's Disney, right? I don't know.
Darth Matilda.
Darth Matilda. No, so it's not like a big step off, but I
Yeah.
would definitely get a Loth cat.
They're pretty cool,
They're
and they've
cute,
they've become pretty big now.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I
They're
mean,
they're like one of the ones that you could tell was a success because like fans like them and they're starting to put them in more things.
well, they had them in.
It was cool to see
was
the
it Rebels, and like
Mhm.
Loth cats were everywhere there because they were on Lothal.
Right,
And then we saw like the live action version of it in Ahsoka.
right.
So
Well, they had I think the first appearance was in Mando. It was in season 1. There was one
It was
under
in
the
Rebels.
table.
Oh, you're talking about
Well, yeah, the first live action.
live action? Yeah, because it jumped at Grogu in that little bar thing.
But yeah. It was when him and Cara Dune met for the first time.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and Grogu like choked her because he didn't
They
understand
were
what she was.
wrestling.
Yeah,
or-
yeah.
or they were
wrestling.
arm wrestling. Yeah.
But yeah, there was a
I
live
thought
cat
that was
like under
funny.
the table.
He choked her when they were arm wrestling, but when they were actually fighting in the street and they were laying on their backs and they had their blasters pointed at each other,
He didn't-
Grogu's
yeah.
just over there with his little soup bowl just chilling. He's like, what are you guys doing? Like, he didn't do anything at all. There's a blaster pointed at him and he was like, oh, it's fine. And then they're arm wrestling and he's like, oh,
Wait a minute.
you don't hurt my daddy.
Danger, danger.
Daddy, I love you, daddy. You know what I mean?
He probably doesn't count, but he's got to be like the cutest thing in all of Star Wars.
Grogu?
Yeah.
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 Badu. I don't know what it means, but he says it all the time. No, in this last season of Mando, he was like super talkative compared to like all the rest.
Yeah.
Like he was in like the
He's starting to get
cockpit
there.
talking and everything like that or whatever when they went to Mandalore.
Well, he doesn't have that long to go before he
Before he
gets
starts
old enough
training
to start
Jedi.
training
That's true.
full-grown
For
Jedi.
over 800 years. This dude's 50. He's
Makes
this
no
big.
sense.
It would be cool to have a friend like him. Just a little tiny thing, you know? What a sweet little boy.
Yeah, but can you imagine the temper tantrums when his force powers go off the hook?
All you gotta do is give him either a freaking
Another
shift knob or a bag of cookies or an egg. He's perfectly fine.
belongs to a sentient race. She's like, my children. She's just watching him eat her children.
I like how the whole time, I like how we keep going back to this. But the whole time Mando's like, no, you can't have that. No, put that back.
It was such a funny, but like in a weird, dark way.
Yeah.
It was like I shouldn't laugh at that.
Grogu's
That's
over there
really
eating
actually
children.
terrible. It's so horrible.
It's freaking amazing.
But it's really like weird and funny.
Yeah, it really is. No, I don't know. It's ridiculous. I don't even remember what we were talking about 3 seconds ago now.
I
Because
don't know.
started thinking
I was
about
just
this again.
I saw Grogu on the table and it reminded me of how cute he is.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have like Star Wars universe is so freaking cool. There's so
any-
many different races which we talk about all the time, and like you have like whatever race. We still don't know what race Grogu and Yoda and Yaddle are.
We never will.
We just know that they're Grogu, Yoda, and Yaddle.
Yeah.
And so, well, we say we never will. I mean,
supposedly that was one
George
of
Lucas's thing. Was he
contentions,
wanted it to be a mystery of what race Yoda was.
Right.
But now that Disney's, and I know that like they say that they run so much stuff by George Lucas to make sure that it's okay.
Right.
But then part of me kind of feels like I feel like one day Disney is going to make an executive decision to be like, nah, let's just uncover it. We're going to make something up. And me personally, I don't want that.
Right.
Because I do like the mystery of like, well, where could he be from? We've only seen 3 of his species, blah, 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 or 3 of his species. So, you know, whatever. I was thinking about the other guy.
Yeah.
Died in the Clone Wars.
Yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
Me either. Died on that gas chamber.
Yeah, he's also got really big long ears, and he's like
got that
yellowish
scar
color
across his face.
Yeah, he's even got like a little scar in one of his ears. It's
Yeah.
like a cut.
But he's not the same species. He just has the same ears.
Right.
No, but so we only know 3. But like I do like the mystery of not knowing where they're from. I think that's kind of cool. And
I do too.
Like, to be honest, if I go the rest of my life with never knowing, I'll be perfectly okay with that.
Yeah. I like that they're insanely rare too. Like it's funny to me that that Yaddle exists and Yoda exists because you're like, well, there was already 2 of the same species on the council when we were there watching it. So like at that point, then you'd think there weren't that rare. That's kind of weird.
Question for you.
Yeah.
How many years is it from when Yaddle died to Grogu? Well, no, because he was still
49.
Okay.
I don't know, but he would have had if he's 50.
Well, he's 50 now after the fall of the Empire.
Right.
6 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever it is, with the time skip gaps that it's so hard to keep up with.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
How long was the Empire
that's
in
20.
reign?
That's 20 years. Luke's 19, right? So
yeah, so 20.
It's 20 years.
Nah, it couldn't have been Yoda. Well,
and there's only
still could have been Yoda and Yaddle's child.
Right.
If they would have done the boot scoot and buggy back before Phantom Menace.
Right.
Well, actually, around the time of Phantom Menace, right?
What I choose to believe is that there's another alien creature that exists in Star Wars that's a lot like what's that thing called from you know in Pokemon there's a thing called Ditto, and it can form into anything. I think that's Yoda's partner. There's an alien out there that can just
transforming into whatever.
Yeah,
a changeling.
It's a changeling, and Yoda gets it on with this changeling.
Oh, that's where Zam
It clones his DNA, turns it into.
No wonder why Zam was on Coruscant.
That's disturbing.
Good for her or him? Who would it be good for?
Oof. It probably.
If it was Zam's human form, good for Yoda. If it was the form of her like actual race, good for her. I don't know. It's kind of tough. You know what I mean?
That's a creepy thought.
What?
Him and Zam Wessel getting it on to make a Grogu baby. That's really.
I don't think that would happen.
No, that's really disturbing.
Huh. Anyway,
how about them cute animals?
I do like though. We started with the animals, now we're just going anywhere.
Yeah,
perfectly fine with that. It's beautiful. No. Do you remember in your favorite movie with the favorite scenes of the casino?
The little guy that Mark Hamill voices, that's jumping up around on the table.
No, but I do like him.
He's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's funny. He's like got the chips in his hand or whatever. What are the chips that he had, or he was trying to run away with? No.
He was like trying to put him in BB-8 at one point or something. It's like his vending machine or something. He's like, ding, ding, ding,
the slot machine ain't working, buddy. What's wrong with it? BB-8 leaves with like he's loaded. No, the Fathiers, I think is what they were called.
Horse things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were I liked them. I mean, they're kind of a cool looking creature.
I think they're okay. I have a weird thing where like in my brain, I like Star Wars where like the stuff is super foreign.
Yeah.
Like the alien creatures, they barely resemble anything.
I mean,
that
the
I know in
Fathier,
real
like
life,
they have the body of a horse,
but their head
is like,
I don't know, a rabbit or something.
I don't know. Like
it's like got long ears.
It's not a very distinct
like a very angular shape. Yeah. So it's like it is unique, but to me it brushed a little too close to a real life animal, to a horse. Whereas like I compare that with like a tauntaun. A tauntaun is very much like a horse, or even a bantha that's very much like an elephant. I thought that they looked visually enough distinct that my brain didn't see a tauntaun and go horse. Whereas like I saw that Fathier thing and I was just like, that's just a horse in space. It's a space horse.
Well, then you're really not going to like my next one.
Uh-oh. What is it?
I don't know exactly how to say it correctly. I think it's Conoviers. Convories.
Is that the things in the animated show?
Yeah, like the owl-looking dudes.
Yeah, the thing that just follows Ahsoka around everywhere. I mean, they're kind of cool. A lot of the
so that doesn't brush too close to an owl.
I mean, it looks a lot like an owl, but I don't know.
It's an owl.
It's a bird. It didn't matter as much to me.
How does a Fathier brush too close to a real life animal, but the thing that looks exactly like an owl, you're like, nah.
Probably because we didn't see it that much.
Oh, that's true. Well, we didn't see Fathier that much. We saw
it was all over the movie.
An hour and 10 minutes.
It was in the next movie too. They rode him on top of a Star Destroyer, like the cavalry in space.
I forgot about that.
Didn't like that.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. That's probably the reason why I don't like them, because they've made an appearance in space, riding on top of a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
No,
about that.
I think the ultimate one for me is like, for some reason, it's
another. Are we talking about like that brush too close to something that's real? Or
no, just one I like.
Okay.
That I do genuinely like is porgs, and it's one of the few things that I like genuinely think are really cool.
Yeah.
And the newer sequel trilogy, like, even better than some of the animals in the originals and the prequels.
Right.
But I thought porgs were cool. I thought they used them just enough. They were like somewhat comedic, but they weren't in the way.
Right.
They were there the right amount.
Well, the best
they were cute. They were cool. Chewy.
Chewy was grilling the one on the spit.
I loved it.
And they were like, oh.
The little porgs. They're just like, I don't know, like little weird chickens. Like,
do you remember the scene when they were jumping on the saber?
Yeah.
The whole time when I watched that the first time in the theater, I was like, I hope that thing ignites.
I
How
know.
funny would that be for them to jump on it and just, just smokes one of them, you know?
I do like at some point there's some that get inside the Millennium Falcon. They're like nesting in there.
Yeah.
And I want to say in the battle, it's like it does a barrel roll or something at some point, and you see the little guys are like bouncing around inside the cabin. I'm like, all right, I can get behind that. Right. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I always thought that was funny.
So I'm like, I'm okay with them, even though, you know, they kind of look, I guess, like a chicken or something, but they're like, that's what I mean. They're enough different that I'm like, it's familiar. I know what it's kind of mimicking in real life.
Since
but it's
we're talking
weird.
about porgs and we're right around that planet.
No.
No?
It's not. No.
Mm-mm. You don't like the blue milk for him?
The disgusting sea cow thing that's sitting there that he drinks right out of its nipple.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's real gross looking.
Oh yeah.
Now that we are talking about that thing, that did remind me the only animal that I do remember seeing in
Don't
Acolyte.
change the subject off of
the little guys that were on.
Oh yeah, they look
the
just
Sith
like those,
Island.
but small.
They kind of looked like those sea cows, but small.
Yeah. I forgot
So
about that.
I guess they sort of existed in Acolyte.
If that's the same creature.
I don't think it is. I think they're just supposed to kind of resemble that.
Yeah, just like a little Easter egg.
They
It's
might
like,
be. I mean,
maybe.
but we didn't see any that were that big, and it'd be, at least in our
wouldn't be able to
world,
miss
it'd
it.
be weird to see something that was like really small
They get born
to
this
be
like an inch and a half
taller
tall,
than
yeah.
Luke. Like that's a really
Well, those things
big
were,
creature.
they were like big.
Yeah.
Like big.
That thing was sitting
Upright,
down,
Yeah.
and like just from torso up, it was taller than Luke.
Yeah.
So like that's a big creature.
Those things were weird. That was such an odd scene.
It's one of those. It's one of them scenes.
It's one of those times when like you really wanted to drink blue milk and try it, and then you see where it comes from, like just straight, and you're like,
Maybe I don't want that.
I mean, we say that we drink milk that comes from cows.
Oh yeah, it's the exact same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
I just don't make that face and.
Yeah, he was like, he had the milk that was in his mustache, and he just wipes it away all gross looking. He's like, It's
Got
like,
sea cow milk?
Okay, that's weird, but yeah, I don't know. At least I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
I mean, if you're on that island
I
completely
would like to
alone-
meet the first person to ever drink cow milk, and
Yeah.
just ask him.
What did you
Why?
do? Like, at what point were you sitting there and you're by the campfire, you're with your friends,
You look over at a
you're
cow
like,
and
look
you're
at that cow over there, and your buddy's like, hey, I bet you $5.
I bet you $5.
See the things dangling underneath that cow right there? You know, stuff comes out when you squeeze them. Give you $5 if you put some in your mouth. And his buddy's like, oh, I don't know, should I? Yeah, man.
He definitely did.
Then he's like, you gotta try this. Get over here.
I just
It'll
want to
change your
ask the
life.
guy, be like, what made you decide that that's the move you wanted to make? Were you curious? Or like you knew, like, were you milking the cow and then you were like, but then again, why would you be milking the cow?
They saw the babies, baby
Suckling.
cows. Just like,
Nursing.
but like every animal does that, basically. Cows and goats are the ones we decided to also do.
Less creepy, maybe? I don't know. So strange. Anywho.
This has turned interesting. Yeah. I mean, I
gotta
don't know.
get some milk. I'll be right back.
I've got this sudden craving. I don't even have any in the fridge. I'm talking about a cow in the backyard.
I gotta step out back for just a quick second. I forgot to do
Is that Yoda or a cow?
It's a Yoda with the cow. Great milk this is.
Perfect height, am I? Head level.
Bend over, I do not. Walk directly underneath, I do.
He's got a milk mustache on this green. Gross.
Nasty, dude.
Oh,
Anywho,
man.
let's get off of that because that's rough. Now,
That's
what do you
pretty
think about
absurd.
tauntauns?
I kind of like tauntauns. I think they're all right. They kind of remind me of like this weird goat horse hybrid thing. That's its own thing. Like
Yeah.
its head almost kind of reminds me of like a ram or something.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of cool. I think the noises that they make, like they sound definitely alien, but they sound like an animal.
Yeah.
Like I like them. I
Okay.
think they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
They've even made appearances in games and stuff
Oh,
that we've
yeah,
played, and I think that's cool.
You can ride them in the games, which
Yeah.
is freaking awesome. So that's cool. I
Yeah.
remember in the Jedi Knight Academy, that's
Yeah.
one of them. You go to Hoth, you go through the Imperial base up to the Rebel base and everything. You're kind of going through that, but the whole time you're going through the snow, you can ride a tauntaun from A to B. I was so excited when I was a kid, the fact that you could actually ride a tauntaun. I
Right.
thought that was awesome. I don't remember what they're called, but the I don't know if I got them on here. I do not. What do you think about the
Describe it.
Tatooine?
Jawas.
What do you think about the Jawas?
Apparently they're real furry under there.
Dude, that was the one issue. It was like, I was like,
Whoa.
what? What a weird innuendo there we had from.
Are you talking about the dogs that the Tuscans have? Like the
No,
dogs as
I do
pets?
like that.
They're
Is
kind
the
of
one
cool.
that I wanted to talk about too. Yes. But no, we'll start with them because we're just brought them up. The dogs,
Yeah,
those things are cool. I
I think
like
they're
them.
cool.
They have like the spikes that come off of them and stuff, like
Yeah,
super aggressive looking.
I like them a lot. I can't remember right off the top of my head what they're called either, but they remind me of just like a bunch of things you'd see in like something like Mad Max or like a Borderlands game or something.
Right.
Like there's just little like wastelander type dogs, and I'm like, I think those are cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like those quite a bit.
I like the way they sound.
Yeah.
Like they just can always snarl.
Hmm.
Massive.
Okay.
That's what they're called. Um, yeah, I think they're cool. No, the other one is the creature, the four-legged. It's got like the long snout.
Oh, that's kind of like a horse that Qui-Gon was riding or whatever.
Qui-Gon rides
It's like a
it.
camel
Obi-Wan rides
kind of
it.
thing.
You
Yeah.
know, he keeps his put up or whatever.
Right. They are kind of gross looking to me.
I've always thought they were disgusting.
Yeah, and then we get that one encounter where it just farts at Jar Jar.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Its butthole is like right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, those guys are kind of strange looking. I mean, they're almost like a camel, elephant, whatever, but they got that naked mole rat thing
I
going on
know.
with their
There's
skin.
no fur. It's just
There's
straight
something about
skin.
those I can't
Yeah.
get behind.
Yeah. And they sound weird. And then when they like shake it like like a horse would like
Right.
neigh or something, you know, or not neigh, but like whatever it's called where they do their thing.
Yeah.
Like their long nose. Is that a nose or is that the mouth? That's the mouth, right?
On that creature?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's both. I think it's like its snout, and underneath that is his mouth.
It's just gross.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah, it's like it looks like very gelatinous, like squishy.
Yeah.
Like ew.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, no, that's not one I can get behind. I'm not a big fan of that bad boy.
Do you know one creature I've always liked, and I have no idea why? Is a dewback.
I like them too. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
I watched a long documentary about dewbacks being created because Lucas
Well, I
is
know that
obsessed
was
with
like
them.
Lucas's like
He really
for some
was
reason
all
it's like
about 'em.
pride and joy for
Like when he
creature wise.
when they were making we talked on it a little bit a few
Right.
episodes back, but when he was making the remake, the new revisions or whatever in 2011, I think is when they did those. The enhanced editions is what I was
Yeah,
trying to say. He actually sent them back to Tunisia to refilm that opening scenes so that they could do certain things with the camera.
Really?
Like he actually sent a camera crew back to Tunisia. That's how badly he wanted the scenes with the dewbacks to be in there when they're looking for the droids
Right.
that came out of the escape pod. Like he was really obsessed with them.
Huh.
But the artist, I forget her name. She's pretty talented, but she made a pretty cool, like she made a couple different concepts, and then she was like, "This is what I think," and showed it to George, and he was like, "That's it. That's perfect."
cool.
Like
That's awesome.
they were all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks
it's a
sort of
pretty
droids.
cool looking creature.
Huh.
Yeah. Did you ever have any of those like Star Wars creature books or anything like that growing up or anything?
No, I've had like the books that have like kind of like everything from Star Wars. So like they would have some
Sure.
of the creatures, like some of the big creatures that was always shown or something like that. Like I've always had those. Or I say I've only had like two of their books. Like I have one that's a newer one now. It's like Star Wars Vault. And then
Okay.
there was one back when I was like younger, like in like 4th grade, I think, that I had had gotten from like the library that I
Gotcha.
ended up keeping, and it was like the old vault from like episode 2. I think episode 3 was the newest thing I had, maybe,
Okay.
or whatever. I can't remember how old I was, but
I had so many things about. I had one that I remember, but I was really young and I don't remember like a lot of the contents of it.
yeah,
And I think it was called something anthology or whatever. But it talked a lot about the different animals and creatures that were in
Right.
Star Wars, and it was really cool. But nowadays they've got like cool cutaways and stuff on the starships and stuff like that, which are really neat.
yeah,
But I can't remember the last time I seen one that was just specifically about the creatures.
yeah.
I have to look into it. I'm sure there's stuff in the new ones that I
Oh, I'm
haven't
sure
seen.
there is,
That'd
yeah.
be really cool. But yeah, they're always like kind of interesting because there's enough of those sort of things in Star Wars that are like realistic enough to ground it and make
Yeah.
it feel new and interesting, but like realistic.
Right.
I love stuff like that.
Right.
I'm all about that.
Yeah. No, I feel you. That's cool. I like that.
If you had to pick one creature in real life that is not in Star Wars that is similar. You know what I mean? What would you like to see a similar version of exist in Star Wars? So, for example, we have like a lion kind of animal, sort of like that Nexu thing that was at the thing. An elephant is sort of like a bantha. We've got something like a horse. Is there anything in real life that you think would be cool?
Um,
Because like the first thing that came to my mind was a rhino, but then I remembered,
Well,
oh
they
yeah,
have,
there's that thing in
um,
the Geonosian arena. It's just like a rhino, and that guy's really cool. I always forget its name too, but
crap. I remember it all the time until now. Um,
yeah, I always that's the
oh
one I
my
always forget, and you
goodness.
always tell me. I think it starts. Does it start with a B? Or,
No.
there's the Acklay, there's the Nexu, and there's a Reek.
Reek.
It's called a Reek.
Holy crap. I don't know why I can remember that.
You're the
Yeah,
one that always tells me. 'Cause
I know. Every time we were talking about, oh, you're talking about the Reek.
But like, there is there anything else? Is it like what about like a weird giraffe or like a or like
well,
a
I feel, no,
dinosaur?
the
Or
giraffe
something?
was in there. Do you remember? And was it episode 1 when they were walking through? They had the new and the new.
Oh yeah,
They
there's
had that
a
big long neck
yeah.
thing, and like the Jawa fell off
I
and was
forgot
like
what those
holding
things are
on.
called, but
Might have
yeah.
been episode 4. I can't remember the
No,
rendition.
that's
It was 1, right? Phantom
yeah,
Menace.
yeah, that's Phantom Menace. 'Cause
So they
it's
have
the
that
pod
already.
race episode, yeah. Oh, there is one in 4. Yeah, in the enhanced edition of episode 4 when they're going to the cantina. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one of those. They're really, really tall, and the Jawa like falls off of him, and he's holding the
Yeah,
reins
he's holding
still.
onto the rein.
You're
yeah.
right. That's a good call out. I forgot all about that guy.
I would say octopus,
Oh,
but the Rathtar
weird.
is kind of like
Souped
almost
up.
kind of like a crazy octopus type. Like it's got like the
Yeah.
creepy oh, you scared me. Got like the creepy like mouth like an octopus would. Its arms are already
Yep.
tentacles,
Got the
and all that
tentacles
stuff. So it's
yeah,
like,
that's a pretty
would you consider it as
interesting.
that? We have the whale. We have the space whale.
Yeah.
Those are called
Purgles.
purgles.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, there's so many creatures that are already so
There's
close to
already
something
there.
else.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really matter. You have a monkey, which is the um
There's a couple
dude,
things.
I'm brain farting right now.
There's a couple things that are like monkeys
Monkey
to me.
lizard.
The Kowokian monkey
Yeah.
lizard with salacious beak crumb.
Right. So you already have those.
Those are like the small monkeys, kind
yeah,
of.
like
you know?
the little the
Mhm.
poop throwers. you know, I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't really think of anything. I mean, cat. We already have Loth cats.
There's
The
yeah.
dogs. There's so many different renditions. You have the Corellian dog that was on Corellia.
Okay.
It had like the big nasty face. And then you have obviously Tuscans, the massive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of anything like off the top of my head that I could think would be like, oh, that'd be cool in Star Wars.
Those are some cool parallels though that I hadn't even thought of. It makes me wonder. I don't know that much about Rathtars, but it makes me wonder if they're normally in water. Like they can obviously survive outside of it.
This chunky dude right here is trying everything he can to not jump, but figure out a way to get on top of my leg.
We're talking about the cat for the
The
listeners.
yes, I'm talking about Anakin, who is my slightly large little boy.
And his name is Anakin,
Anakin.
and you had the high ground,
That's true, actually.
so he couldn't come up there.
Loser. No, I'm just kidding.
How many times have you heard that?
None, actually. I don't know. I mean, it would be kind of a cool thing to figure out. I feel like the Rathar, they were just like, let's just figure out something crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that I can think of, though. It's like, if I think of octopus, I think of a Rathar.
That's
it's like
true.
A weird, creepy,
I like that
souped-up
connection a
Rathar.
lot.
But yeah, no, for me, like, animal-wise, I can't think of anything that would be...
Yeah, they've pretty much already got stuff like that in there. I
Yeah.
feel like the closest you could do is like maybe dinosaurs and stuff, but honestly, a Rancor is kind of close to like their version of what a T-Rex or something like that might be.
I can't remember what the creature is in the Mandalorian in the last season when he goes to the covert that is on the that sand planet. Remember?
Oh yeah.
It like picked up the
Yeah.
was
That
it
was
Jon
kinda-
Favreau's character? Is that who it was?
Yeah, the chunky,
big guy.
the chunky Mandalorian.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
I don't know.
He's Vizsla.
He's a Vizsla. Yeah.
Paz. All right.
I like how our brains
I
work.
know. Paz Vizsla, it picked up his son and flew away.
Right.
and that's a pterodactyl.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
it's like, okay, so there's one dinosaur down.
They even had like a water dinosaur type thing in that.
That came out right there at the beginning for
in
when they
one
were
of
doing their
those
knighting ceremony,
episodes.
or not knighting ceremony.
Oh yeah, that too. That's not even what I was talking about, but yeah, that
Well,
too.
which one were you talking about?
There was one that was like it was like a watery planet. It was where he first found Bo-Katan and him talked.
In the boat.
And there was one
It was
that
like
was
a
like
squid, right?
yeah, some kind of sea monster that was attacking them.
Yeah. Yeah, because like they threw them in. The pirates threw them into the or they threw Grogu in there, his capsule baby carriage.
Right.
And then Mando jumped in to go save him. That's right.
Mythosaur is kind of like a dinosaur too.
Yeah.
Although we don't really know what it looks
We
like.
have no
Looks
idea
like
what
in
it's gonna
live
look
action.
like. It's just a big eye. It's the eye of Sauron. You didn't know this, but Mandalorians grew in the mud.
Oh.
They were born from the mud. No, I'm just kidding.
Interesting.
Let's not get those two things mixed
Former
together.
elven descent.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Strange.
What came first, elves or
Mandalorians?
Mandalorians? Let's get that crossover out of here.
That's terrible.
I know, but no, we have no idea what they're apparently going to be freaking massive.
Yeah, they're way bigger than I was expecting,
Yeah.
and we were supposed to believe that they rode them in the past. That's crazy.
I mean, 50 of them could probably. That was their school bus. That's how they got the kids to school in the
Everybody
morning.
pile on.
Everybody get on the mythosaur. We gotta go.
I just hope it breathes fire. It's like a dragon.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I hope it flies and it breathes fire.
Could you imagine the wings on that bad boy?
They're tiny. They're like
Mandalore. Okay, so just hear me out. Mandalore's held up from mythosaurs. Underground, there's no dirt. Why do you think they build so far up? Because they can't build down.
Yeah.
Because, this is a lie. Clone Wars showed them the city's deep as crap, and even
True.
Mando showed, in Mandalorian it showed.
that water depth dropped so fast.
It was
he was like
stare,
ankle deep,
800 feet.
and then he was, yeah. I was like, whoa, he dropped so far. When she went after him, I was like,
I
he's
know.
like 2 feet down.
Yeah.
No, he's like 100 feet down.
Yeah,
What happened?
It was crazy. That whole scene was wild. I do when they first showed the mythosaur there, when they showed the eye. Obviously, they didn't say what it was.
Right.
But they're in there, and she like shines her light, and all you see is the eye glare up, and I was like, oh! Like I knew exactly what it was.
Right.
We're on Mandalore. Come
I know.
on, guy,
Everybody's freaking out.
Dude, that was insane. I can't wait to see what happens.
I know.
I know we talk about this, like me and you personally, we talk about it a lot. We haven't talked about it much on the pod, but we bring it up every now and then. But I really can't wait to see what their plan is right now with this, because now that they've teased, which hopefully, I mean, they teased Plagueis and Acolyte. Now we're not getting Acolyte season 2, so we have no
Maybe
idea
they
what's going to
still
happen
do
there.
something with that. I don't know.
With Plagueis?
Yeah.
We'll get to that at a different time when I'm not butthurt about the fact that we saw somebody who I've been wanting to see for years, and now
actually not necessarily ruin it. I mean, we didn't see enough to know if they were going to ruin it.
No, but
they dangled the potential of something as amazing as Plagueis in front of us, and then we ruined it.
Well, granted, maybe Acolyte just wasn't the time.
No,
I mean,
probably wasn't. But we've talked so much about if they just did a Plagueis / Sidious, show, how cool that would be.
They had the book, everything like that. Let's just see, I mean, honestly, a 1-season show, and just do like jumps, like we talked about doing, like if they did Tales of the Empire style. You know what I mean?
I think that'd be very successful. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have 6 episodes of just jumping through time with Plagueis and Palpatine, and
setting up the plans,
great.
Learning some of the backstabbing, how some of the stuff got set up.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
I would be fine with that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't complain.
For sure.
Because it would fill the gap of the time, blah, blah, blah. If they didn't want to do it that way, if they wanted to do like a crazy, like 15-episode live-action season, it would be cool to see a live-action season of Palpatine and so on and so forth. The only bad part is unfortunately, you can't use Ian McDiarmid now to play Palpatine up until the time of Episode 1.
Right.
I mean, you could. I mean, they makeup and stuff like that. Effects is fine. It all works. But that one to me would be a little bit harder for fans, because they're like, you can't. I mean, Ian McDiarmid's, he's an older guy now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it would be hard to tone him down enough, and I don't like, and you know how I am, the CGI of characters in live action.
It's tough sometimes.
It's tough,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Tarkin was okay. He wasn't bad. He wasn't the best. But then again, that
was the first time they spent that kind of money and did something like that.
And then we saw Leia immediately after, and
I thought Leia looked a little better. but not
Me
great.
personally, I think Tarkin looked better.
See, my whole thing was like, I wish that they didn't make him turn around. When
Yeah.
they first showed him to us and we saw his reflection in that
Yeah.
window, I thought it looked flawless and
It
it
looks
was
really
perfect.
good, yeah.
And then when he turned around and looked at us and you saw how CG it was, I was like, ah.
Well, the thing about it was, like, with Leia, I think it was too smooth.
Yeah, I could see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, it was, like, too defined.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, too much, too smooth to be a human. Obviously.
Right.
Like, you know, like, I mean, you had the entire CGI movie, which, granted, all animated movies is CGI. But you remember when Beowulf came out?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that was,
you got that kind of creepy.
That's kind of what it felt like seeing.
See, and
both
I got
of them
that
at
kind
the
of
same
vibe from
time.
Tarkin's,
Right.
look, because it was just that uncanny valley where technology's not going to hold up like that over time, and,
Right.
and it just, the longer you go on, the weirder stuff like that usually
Yeah,
looks anyway.
right.
You're talking about movies that typically hold up over time really
Yeah.
well, and now you've got these like one aspects of them that just, they feel weird. They
Right.
feel like a mess.
Right.
And you're like,
And that's the hard part about it. You know, I don't know.
True.
Well, real quick, I do want to give a shout out for the late and great James Earl Jones. Passed away this week, the week of the recording.
93 years old.
93. Lived a heck of a life, dude.
Yeah.
He was known for so many different movies. I mean,
The most iconic.
two biggest ones for me
Good
were
Lord.
Star Wars and then Lion King.
Yeah, of course.
You know, but he was in so many different ones.
Yeah, I think the first time I actually saw him, because I wasn't introduced to Star Wars as young as I would have liked to. I had to discover that on my own later. But my parents and I, when I was young, we watched Field of Dreams.
Yeah, Field of Dreams was a
And
big one.
I didn't, necessarily know who he was at that point.
Right.
But I did watch that movie and enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
But I think those are probably like the three biggest things that I've seen him in personally.
Yeah.
And just like, what a fantastic stinking voice that got used in so many things. And back when he was younger, he did a lot of the voice acting himself for all the games and the other content that he was in, which is really, really, really cool.
No, I was looking through all the different movies he was in. And I mean, it's
an
amazing list.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of the movies that I've seen. Unfortunately, I don't know all the movies off my head. Like I said, the two biggest ones for me were The Lion King and Star Wars.
Of course.
But it was like even movies that like I remember like watching back, years ago. And it's like, oh crap, I didn't even remember him being in that. You know what I mean? It was kind of cool. But such a great actor, voice actor. His voice will be an iconic voice that nobody will ever forget.
Yeah.
You hear it once and you will never not hear it.
True.
And it's it's a sad loss for the film industry, for the Star Wars community. But it's really nice to see all the love that the fans are giving
fellow
out
actors
right now.
and stuff too.
The actors,
They're all,
the Empire
really,
State
really
Building.
Cool.
To
that.
mourn for him, put a big Vader, and like it was kind of cool. One was like just a still of Vader, and the top of the Empire State Building was red, and it was just a picture of Vader all the way down. Another one was it would change from like him like walking away as Anakin and then flashing back to Vader. It was kind of cool.
Okay, I didn't see that.
So seeing that kind of, I saw it on there. I think it was the Empire State Building that did that one. But they, like I said, they still had the still of just Vader staring back at you.
Right.
And, that was so cool. I mean, just seeing the love and appreciation that everybody had for him. You know, whether you're a Star Wars fan or not, the film industry that he was in. I mean, it's such a sad loss for
Absolutely.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
But he lived a heck of a life, 93 years old. That is crazy.
That's really
good
crazy.
for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I think so. But that'll be a spot. I suppose we could probably stop it at there and then take a little break and we can come back with a game.
Cool.
All right, welcome back in to the next section here. We're going to be playing Galactic Guess Who again. So basically, it's like 21 questions.
Yep.
Game we are both very familiar with, played a lot of.
We played this once before on the pod.
Yeah.
It was back a few episodes ago. It was when we were still covering Acolyte, I think. So,
I think it was a while ago,
Yeah. So, if you guys want to, you can play along. We're basically just going to be 21 questions, asking the questions.
Try to guess the other person.
Try to guess who, you know what I mean? So it's going to be fun.
If you've
we did play it a lot though. This is once again, I'm pretty sure we covered the same thing, but this is a game me and Sean used to play at work, and even with our buddy Mars, we would all play together, and we would spend an entire lunch period playing this game on whether it's Star Wars or just different categories of genres of stuff like that.
Too often.
It was a lot. We never ran out of characters, which was fun.
I know.
So
Cool.
I do enjoy it. It's just like old, like, Take Me Back.
Yeah, it takes you back. Yeah. If you've got somebody in mind that you want, or do you want me to go?
I can go if you want, or I have a person.
Okay.
If you want to guess.
All right. Is it male or female?
Male.
It's male. Okay. I guess I should only ask one question.
No, you can do male or female.
Because all right. So it's a male.
Yeah.
Is the character force sensitive?
No.
Okay. It's a male that's not force sensitive. Is the character considered a good guy?
No.
He's considered a bad guy.
Yes.
Okay. A male that's not force sensitive that is a bad guy. Interesting. Is this character someone that belongs to the Empire?
No.
Is he someone that belongs to the Separatists?
No.
Did I see this character in a live-action movie?
Yeah. Oh, movie? No.
Was he in... So he was in a live-action...
We did see him in live action.
In Mandalorian?
No.
Oh. He wasn't in a movie.
Wasn't in a movie.
Oh, interesting. Does he also appear in any of the animated shows?
Yes.
Okay. Was he in... He's not a member of the Empire, you said?
No.
Okay. He's not force sensitive. Would he be considered like a soldier character? Like he's kind of like a combat character?
Oh, he's a combat character. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily belong to an army?
Doesn't belong to
a faction?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, he belongs to, I guess, a faction, but not like...
Is it a bounty hunter?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Is it... I didn't see him in a movie, but I saw him in live action.
Live action and animated. Don't forget that you saw him there.
Huh. Let's see. But not a movie. So live action, not a movie, would be not Mando.
Not Mando.
So Ahsoka?
No.
No. Why am I blanking on what else there is? It's not an acolyte, is it? Forgot about that show's existence already.
That's so sad.
That's really sad. I just forgot that show existed for a minute.
It's alright.
What other live action shows are there that I'm not?
I don't know. What are there?
What am I blanking on?
I have no idea.
I hate this.
I know.
Live action TV show.
Huh? There's three other live action TV shows.
TV shows?
Yeah.
Is there that many?
Yeah.
What else am I missing?
Well, you have.
At this point, you got to tell me. I'm lost.
You have Andor.
Oh yeah, I love Andor. It's my favorite show. And then there's Kenobi. Yeah.
And then.
The Bad Batch.
No. Come on.
Andor. There's Kenobi. There's Boba Fett.
There you go.
Yeah, there's Book of Boba Fett.
That's the last one.
Yeah. But if he didn't appear in a movie, then it's not Boba Fett.
That's correct. Dude, you're struggling. You like this character.
Is it Black Kurzatan?
No.
Oh, darn. I really like him a lot.
No, but you like this character a lot. He was in it, and don't forget he was in animated.
Right.
That's going to be your biggest hint, I think, that he was in an animated and we saw him in one live action series.
It's a human? It's an alien.
Yes.
You know Bosk was in a movie, right?
It's not Bosk.
He's an alien bounty hunter that appears in Book of Boba Fett. Did he appear like on the side of Boba Fett at any point?
No.
It's Cad Bane.
There you go.
It's Cad Bane.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorite guys. You're right. I do like him a lot.
I know. I thought when I said animated and live action.
Man, that took me so much longer than expected.
Mandalorian, I thought you were going to get it.
Yeah, we haven't played this in a while now. I think I'm rusty.
I know. It's all right. We'll get you back out of that rest real quick.
Wow. All right. Well, I got the next one for you.
All right. Male or female?
Male.
Okay. Force sensitive?
No.
Main character?
No.
Background character?
I guess yeah.
Live action?
Has never appeared in live action.
So just animated.
Correct.
Clone Wars?
Yes.
Just Clone Wars?
No.
Clone Wars and Rebels?
Yes.
We said male. I'm sorry, did we say alien?
Male. You hadn't asked yet, but
Okay, alien.
he is an alien.
Okay, male alien. Combative?
You could say that. Yeah. I mean, he's not like an innocent civilian.
Okay. Male, alien, not innocent civilian. Rebels and Clone Wars. Is he considered good?
He is like the definition of D&D's chaotic neutral.
Crap.
He's not good, but he's not bad.
Is he big, like large?
No. Not in physical size. He's not like huge. He's humanoid size.
Okay. Oh, you might have got me on this one, to be honest.
You know and love him too. And he's one of my favorites, so I'll give you that as a hint.
I tried giving you a hint, it didn't even work.
I'm sorry.
Is he all through Clone Wars?
He sporadically appears here and there, so like he keeps coming back up at different times in the shows that he's in.
Oh, it's Hondo.
It's Hondo. It's Hondo Ohnaka, the pirate.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pirate.
it's Hondo.
I love him.
Right.
He's just awesome.
Yeah,
He's the Jack Sparrow of the Star Wars universe,
yeah.
man.
I like him too. He is funny.
He's so awesome.
He thought him and Obi-Wan were best friends for the entire time. And I think Obi-Wan did like him. I don't think that Obi-Wan hated him, but it was so funny to see him be so excited to see Obi-Wan, and everyone's like, ah, crap.
I really want to see him appear in like the Ahsoka show or something.
That would be so cool.
I just want him out there.
Or in Kenobi. We're supposed to be getting Kenobi season 2.
Yeah, that'd be a cool
Dude,
place
how cool
for
would
him.
it be to see Hondo be there when Kenobi's older and all this stuff? Like, he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know?
I would be all about
that. Would
that,
be so
man.
cool. All right. Well, that's cool.
You got another one?
Yeah.
All right. Is it a male or a female?
It's a male.
It's a male. Okay. Is it a human?
No.
Is it a droid?
No.
It's an alien.
Yes.
Okay. Alien, male, force sensitive?
No.
Okay. Do I see this person in the movies?
Yes.
Do they only appear in one of the trilogies?
No.
They cross multiple.
Yes.
Are they in every movie
No.
or every era? Prequel.
And original.
Okay. Is it considered like a good guy or a bad guy or neutral? They're not on either side of the wars.
Oh yeah, neutral.
Okay.
Then they don't have a distinct side of war.
They don't have a relationship with rebels or clones
No.
or separatists or empire. So they're neutral. They are male, non-force sensitive, and they're an alien.
Yes.
Are they about the size of a human?
Yeah.
Okay. Were they in the cantina scene in
No.
episode 4? No. Does Anakin interact with them?
No.
Do they also appear in animated stuff?
I don't know.
Okay.
I maybe, but I don't. I can't.
But we definitely see them in
remember.
the movies.
Definitely see them in a
They're
couple
in
of movies.
the prequel era and the original era.
Yep.
Okay. It's an alien, male, non-force sensitive, about the size of a human.
Same size as a human. Like a grown adult.
Okay. Do we see them on Coruscant?
No.
Tatooine.
Yes.
Okay. So we're talking early movies in both They're an alien, and they're... are they a Twi'lek?
Well, you know how I am. There's two different things that look like Twi'leks.
Is it Bib Fortuna?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. He's supposed to be
There you go.
Twi'lek, yeah.
He is a Twi'lek? Okay.
He's like a messed up Twi'lek, but
He's
yeah.
like a gross one, yeah.
And he had some kind of punishment or something, and one of his lekus got cut off or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the other
So
one
he
just
does
grew
look
grossly.
weird, and it's like wrapped around him
It's
like a scarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if he was an actual Twi'lek or if he was...
Yeah, he's like one of the flesh-colored
Yeah.
Twi'leks, so he's a bit weird.
He's probably the grossest Twi'lek I've ever
Absolutely. And then when we see him, we actually see him in Book of Boba Fett for a brief moment, and he's fat.
Oh, yeah, when he kills him.
Yeah, Boba takes over, and he had taken over Jabba's empire for like a brief moment, I guess.
For however long.
And then Boba came in and was like, "You're fat and ugly and terrible,"
Yeah.
and they had,
Yeah, that was good. Good job.
so cool. Okay. Now I gotta think of one for you. I got a pretty good one for you. I don't know how quick it'll be.
Okay. Male or female?
This one's male.
Okay. Human?
That's harder to answer than you might think. I'm gonna say no-ish.
Cyborg?
No, definitely not cyborg.
Cybernetic parts?
No, definitely not cyborg.
Human-ish. So is he a human or an alien?
I'm gonna say human, but don't focus on that.
Okay.
Technically, he's human. By appearance's sake, he doesn't look human. So don't focus on that.
Darth Vader.
No.
I'm just kidding. All right, that's fine. Good guy, bad guy.
Bad guy.
Okay. All right. Do we see him in the live actions?
Yes, he appears in movies.
Just movies? No animated?
Correct.
Okay. Time period originals?
Sequel trilogy.
Sequel trilogy. Ah, crap. Okay. Is it Sidious?
Nope.
Okay. I was
Nope.
just curious.
Nope.
Because he's gross.
He's
in
pretty
that movie.
gross.
Yeah.
It's true.
I remember he picked his finger up and was pointing at Kylo, and it was all bone.
Yeah,
Nasty,
yeah.
dude. Okay. So in the sequels, supposed to be human.
Mhm.
Force. Oh well, obviously not.
He's force sensitive.
He is force sensitive.
That should give it away.
Luke.
No, sir.
Force sensitive. Well, you have Kylo.
Uh-huh.
Rey.
Okay.
Luke.
Okay.
Sidious.
Okay. He's only in the first two movies. For a reason.
Snoke. Holy crap.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was Snoke.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I had to think about that hard, dude, because like the force sensitive part threw me off so hard. But he's
the main
a
villain.
clone. He's a clone
He's
of Palpatine.
Yeah, he's supposed to have been, but we don't know that in the beginning.
Yeah.
And he looks so different that he doesn't look like a human.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he's a failed clone of Palpatine. He looks like an alien.
I'm so glad that was a hologram of him and that wasn't his actual size.
I mean, even when they're in the room with him, he's bigger than Sidious. He's a big man. He's huge. Like, he's not as big as he was in the hologram, obviously, but like, that's so weird. Like, I thought he was Kaminoan for a moment.
That one was,
when he
was
first
gonna
came
throw
out
me off
in the
so
promo
hard.
materials. That is funny.
The force sensitive thing. I was like, what do you? There's only
I thought it gave it away.
four
so
people
quick.
in there that are force sensitive. Who?
Nice.
I hated that.
Nice.
All right, so I have one for you. We can do 1 and 1 if we can do it fast enough. If not,
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. Male, female.
Male.
Force sensitive.
No.
Is it a human?
Yes.
Okay. Male human. Is it considered a good guy?
Yeah.
Okay. What era did they appear in? The originals.
Prequels.
Oh, okay.
And a show.
Okay.
Or shows.
Okay. But they weren't around in the original trilogy?
Correct.
Considered a good guy, non-force sensitive, I
Yes,
presume?
yes it is.
More important to ask that in the prequel era.
It really, there's so many.
I ask that every time it hasn't been a
Right,
Jedi. Considered a good guy. Is he with the is he associated at all with the council?
Like the Jedi Council?
Mhm.
No, no,
No. Is he like a civilian?
mm-mm.
Okay. Is he a clone?
Uh-uh.
Is he on the side of like a faction?
Yes, and yes.
Yes and yes. Why was that a double yes? I don't understand.
Yes, and yes, and yes.
Oh God.
How about that?
There's too many yeses. Um, okay, I don't know what that means. So he's human. He's not force sensitive. He's a good guy. And he's in the prequel era, animated, and in the prequel show. Do I see him on Tatooine?
Yes.
Okay, but you had to think about that. So he's not got a big scene on Tatooine.
And I don't want to throw you off too hard with that.
Okay.
It's not in the prequel
Okay.
that we see
Okay.
him on Tatooine for the brief time.
Does he interact with Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Is it Saw?
Mm-mm.
Is he a soldier?
Not really. I mean, I'm sure he can kick butt, but
Does he have like a gun?
yeah, almost always has his blaster strapped to his waist. I say almost always. Whenever he goes out, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure you usually see him with it strapped to him.
Is he like he's not like a bounty hunter?
No.
But he's not on the side of the Republic.
Yeah, he's on the Republic side,
Oh, but he's not a clone, and he's not associated with the Council.
not the Jedi Council. Well, I guess kind of. No, he doesn't have any say with the Jedi Council.
Okay.
He interacts with people from the Council and stuff too.
Is he? Well, they were all clones too. The like admirals and stuff in the beginning. I'm trying to think of who I can guess here. He is in the. Is he in all three of the movies?
I can't remember. I know 2 and 3
2 and 3 for sure.
for sure. I can't remember if he's in 1.
Do I see him die on screen?
No. Oh. Oh, he is also in the original. Well, no, not really. He's not in the original. Yes.
What's happening right now?
This is tough. That question was hard.
Okay.
Kind of.
Um,
In the original series.
in the original trilogy?
Yeah.
Oh no. So he does get older.
But we don't see him die. We just know he died.
Okay.
That question just threw
Is he
me
a
off guard.
pilot?
Uh-uh.
Okay. Oof. Maybe you gotta think of a
He's
hint
on
to get
the he deals with like Senate issues too.
Oh, is he a senator?
Yeah.
Okay. I should have went there first. Is it Bale?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, cool.
So see when
Yeah.
you said, do we see him die on screen?
Right.
Technically, yes, but no. And then when I said yes, and yes with the faction, like he's a good guy
Yeah.
when he's for the Republic, and then he's a good guy even though he's with the Empire, and then you know what I mean?
I love
like
it.
it's kind of a
love
thing, but yeah.
Cool. I like it.
And then we see him in Tatooine and Kenobi because he stops by to say thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're right.
That
That's
one was a
pretty
little
cool.
bit harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, some of these are like they're hard for me to gauge whether or not I'm gonna get there or not.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
You know, a nice little quick fun fact, and then we can call it.
Okay.
Is I think I was doing some like looking into for something that had nothing to do with this, but we were talking one time about Panaka, and like I wonder what happened to him.
Yeah.
And it's actually in lore what happened to him.
Okay.
And I didn't know about it until somewhat recently, like a month ago or whatever. But he did end up he stayed with the Empire when they took over. So he so did Naboo, and he ended up being the Moff of Naboo,
Really?
He was the governor of that area, and he dies when Saw Gerrera kills him in some kind of strike.
No joke.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That might be a cool little comic or book
That
or
is,
whatever to read
yeah,
up about.
that's crazy.
So I was like, all right.
That's
So
freaking wild.
we were wondering like what happens to him after the
Yeah.
Empire takes over, but yeah, he
Well,
did.
I wonder what happened to the other
becomes
guy
the governor.
too. 'Cause you had Panaka, and then you had
Well, the other guy was a Senate guard, so he stayed. That's outside of the planet's control. You know what I mean?
the
Typho is what you're
Typho,
talking about.
Captain Typho.
Typho was a Senate guard. Yeah.
Oh.
Panaka was a royal
That
guard.
was a royal guard. You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just funny because in the Empire's regime, like we see governors become moths,
Yeah.
and they take over like feudal lords reigning over
Right.
each little castle. And
Right.
in this case, that's the planet, but you never see a female. And Naboo is ruled by queens, and I'm like, what happened there? It's they gave it to Panaka. They made him the moth. It's very in line with the evil Empire's
Yeah.
regime. And then Saw ends up fighting and killing him. And so
That's crazy.
I was like, oh, that's kind of neat.
Saw Gerrera's hard too, dude.
Yeah,
I like Saw a lot.
I was like, oh, it comes together.
You brought him here to kill me.
Me. Not bad. Not bad.
All right.
I thought you'd like the little fun fact.
Yeah, no, that was cool because we do talk about that, and me and you've brought that up to each other multiple times whenever we talk about Panaka, so that's really cool. I like that. Well, cool. All right. Well, thank you guys again for stopping in and checking us out, whether you're listening at home, at work, or on the way to work. If you're watching at home on the big screen, hit that like and subscribe button for us. And as always, may the laughs be with you.
Thanks. Goodbye.